Hi guys, welcome back to At Home with Holly. My name's Holly. I'm so glad that you're here with me today. So today is going to be a little bit different of a video. We are going to be basically taking a look at a week in the life of my garden. It has been almost 100 degrees this entire week. So some stuff we did inside, some stuff we did outside. So the first thing we're doing right here is we are planting our fall tomatoes. And so I don't always plant on my kitchen counter, but today we are. So we're going to be doing fall tomatoes and also some sunflowers from Sunflower Steve's Van Gogh Fantasy Mix. So we're going to be planting some sunflowers. About half of this tray is going to be sunflowers, and then the other half is going to be split between 4 types of determinate tomatoes. So we have our 10 fingers of Naples, we have our banana legs, we have our San Marzano, and then we have one that I'm not sure how to pronounce. I think it's Granandero. But all 4 of these varieties are going to be our determinate tomatoes. So they're going to be coming on all at once. The plants only get about 3.5, maybe 4 feet tall. You do need to cage them or support them. You can't stake them like we did with the determinate tomatoes because these are more of with the indeterminate tomatoes, because these are determinate, so they are more of a bush variety. So these will need to be supported, but they're all going to come on at once, which is really handy for if you're wanting to do some canning or processing or big batches of stuff. And so I love being able to plant a second succession of tomatoes. So here we are getting these started, and then we will put them outside to grow while we continue to harvest from the things that are already growing. So fall gardens are really important, but you have to remember to start them. So this is early June, and we are getting started on our fall garden. Okay, so it is gross and hot, and I'm sweaty, but it's gonna be like 100 today. So it's 9 a.m. and it's already like hot. So I'm just gonna finish up here. We are going to pull some carrots and see what they're looking like. I did some test ones and they look pretty good. And I want to get some good airflow in between these tomatoes. So we're gonna go ahead and harvest carrots. So I practice high intensity gardening, which means I plant things really close together so that they can kind of shade out in the ground and become their own living mulch, if you will. It keeps the ground cooler. It allows me to plant more things in a smaller space. And so I love that way of planting. I love that way of growing food. The thing that you have to be able to commit to, though, is doing the pruning on time and harvesting on time so that things don't get too overgrown, because they are kind of packed in there. So I prune my tomatoes, my indeterminate tomatoes, so that there's nothing on the lower 1 foot, basically 10 to 12 inches, which creates good airflow. And then I planted these 2 rows of carrots in between my 2 rows of indeterminate tomatoes. And so these needed to be harvested. These are the Karuta carrots, so they're actually like shorter and wider. They're not necessarily the longer, thinner carrots, but the growth on top was definitely starting to inhibit some good airflow. And it's about that time where we're going to start to get diseases. So time to pull these carrots out. All right, so we have a very large pile, and this is just from one bed. Love it. So this bed actually sits to the south of the second bed that I had carrots in. So these carrots were a little bit further along, so I'm going to give the other ones another couple weeks. But carrots are really dirty, and I like to go ahead and take all the greens off outside and wash them about 3 times before I take them inside to do a final wash. That just helps me get them even cleaner. So this is what we're looking at from the first bed. Now I did pull a test group from the second bed, and they still look a little small. So I'm going to give them a few more weeks. But we'll go ahead and wash these up and enjoy them. All right, let's get these guys inside. So this is going to be the final wash with some vinegar and a scrub brush and get them nice and clean. So these carrots can sit just like this in this Tupperware bowl with a lid on them for weeks in the fridge and stay nice and crisp and wonderful. But I'm going to be processing them into other goodies in the next few weeks. But I did go ahead and wash up the peppers and cucumbers and lettuce and get those in some fridge bags. Oh, and then I didn't film it, but I did grab some dill weed, some dill leaves and some dill flower heads. And I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and make some pickles out of all the pickling cucumbers that we have so far. So I made the brine, got the jars ready, put the goodies in the bottom of the jar. I put some dill, some garlic, some bay leaves, and some mustard seeds in every single jar. I went ahead and got the pickles that had been soaking in the saltwater brine from the fridge, got them all sliced and diced and put them in their jars. Went ahead and got my clean lids ready. Went ahead and filled the brine in the jars, debubbled, and then went ahead and got them in the water bath. Now, I'm not actually water bath like boiling these. I'm doing just a pasteurization, so it makes them extra crispy. I will link the recipe that I'm following down below, but you basically put them in the water at 140-ish. Put them in there, crank up the heat. When it gets to 180, you start a 30-minute timer, and you don't let it drop below 180. You try to keep between 180 and 185 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. And then you can take them out and they are sealed and pasteurized and processed and ready to enjoy. And it just keeps them a little crunchier. So I went ahead and made a quick batch of the pickles that I had in the fridge. And then we were ready for the next project. And just like that, we're starting to restock our pickle supply. Okay, I just had to pull out about 50 onions because their necks were broken. Some of the rest of them are laying down, but their necks are still tight because the bunnies went in this little onion patch and trampled a lot of them. So the other 3 places that the onions are all still standing up and they're fine, but the bunnies, man, and this whole little patch was Patterson, so they are all a little bit smaller, about half the size that they normally would, but that's okay. We'll still take it because we planted, about 150 Pattersons and 150 Red Wings, so we'll be fine. So now these are going to hang up here on the cattle panel that we have drying all the rest of our stuff in the garage. The zinnias are just going for it. So in this bed, we're going to do our fall tomatoes. We have all of our indeterminate tomatoes in these few beds. And then this bed that we just pulled the garlic out of, we are going to add our determinate tomatoes. But it looks like I need to harvest this elephant garlic. It might already be too late. So real life for me, as I'm sure it is for many or most of you, is that I don't have time to get to everything that I harvest all at once. So I love having crops like the garlic and stuff that you can harvest and then dry out, or like the peppers and cucumbers that you can harvest and put in the Debbie Meyer green bags and put in the fridge till you're ready to do a bigger batch. And so I just love having the options. Okay, I guess the straw flowers are really having a moment too. Really, the flowers are all having their time. So beautiful. And these birdhouse gourds are kind of aggressive. Like I was saying, on a week like this where it's 100 degrees all week and I don't really have the energy or time to be outside or finishing these projects up exactly when I do them, to be able to put them away, to be able to at the end of the week, make a big batch of something or chop them up and freeze them for later, that's something that I love having the ability to do. So now all of these little nodules, there's no way to get them all out of the soil. So this spot next year is going to grow a ton of elephant garlic. So this spot essentially is going to be elephant garlic forever now, which is fine with me, honestly. So just know that if you plant elephant garlic, there's no way you're gonna be able to capture all these little nodules, but that's okay, because it'll just keep giving you more elephant garlic, and what's not to love about that, really? Pulling out a few weeds while we're here. Yeah, baby. Hi.
Are these pink starflowers?
Yeah.
I never knew we had those.
Yeah, we've got pink, white.
What?
Yeah.
I actually didn't know we even have these. I thought these were different types of flowers.
No, these are starflowers. And then we've also got, oh yeah, we've also got some pepper plants over here.
Ow.
Oh, we've got some lilac peppers that are coming on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, something ate that. That's okay. This guy's good though.
Yeah, and then my bed. It's amazing. Hey, Mom.
Hey, baby. Here, will you toss this in with the chickens? Okay. All right, got it all hung up. I'm gonna sit there and dry. I got 12 large elephant garlic heads. I'm excited about that. So we're picking some peppers here. We've got some Anaheims and some jalapenos. We are doing good. And then we also have some of our sweet peppers. We have a lilac, and we have these lunchbox type peppers. Those are really cool too. So we're just out here having a little pepper harvest. We also have our first arroz con pollo. It's a mini one, but he's gonna be yummy.
Tiniest pepper in the world.
So these are our not peppers. These are our peas, and they are completely drying out, which is okay. I'm gonna let all the rest of them dry on the plants, and then we'll be able to save those seeds and plant them for the next time we need some sugar snap peas, but we don't have to buy seeds. So I love that part. Okay, so these, half of this tray is Sunflower Steve's sunflowers. The other half is our determinate tomatoes that we're growing. We've got some germination on these maters, so that's exciting. But we also have some sunflowers. And the reason I had that screen over it was because, well, bunnies. It's because of bunnies. So I don't want the bunnies to eat these tender little babies. So everybody that germinated, I'm gonna go ahead and put, well, not the tomatoes. Tomatoes I'm gonna leave in here. But the sunflowers, oh, another one, that germinated, I'm gonna pull out and put at the end of our determinate tomato bed.
This is a bouquet I made for my mom.
What's in it?
It has cosmos, zinnias, what are these? Oh yeah, coneflowers, and straw flowers.
So pretty. Make the noise in the straw flower. We love that part. Nice. So we got a whole bunch of jalapenos. We got a very beautiful bouquet. We have one jalapeno that's red, one, what is that one? Arroz con pollo. Sorry, I couldn't think of that one. We have some lilac and purple beauties. We have some of the brown lunchbox peppers. We have some of the orange lunchbox peppers. And they're basically like mini rainbow bell peppers. Each plant gives you a different color. And then this is a small one of the like lime colored sweet bell peppers. And yeah, so we just picked some of these. And then we have our Anaheims. We're gonna make some canned green peppers. Basically when a recipe calls for a can of green peppers, you can do it with Anaheims. So I grew a whole, I think it's Anaheims. Is that what it is? I'll put the right one up if it's not Anaheim. So we grew a whole bunch of these. Yeah, so it was a pretty good little pepper haul day. these are just starting to come in, so this has been fun. So I love growing peppers because you can just grow them, wash them, dice them, and freeze them. And so I'm going to go ahead and dice these up. I kind of broke them up into different groups and categories, but we're going to go ahead and dice these all up in the way that I'm going to be able to use them in the future. And then, oh, we've got the ones from earlier in the week as well. We're going to add to the pile. So we're going to get these all diced up. When I do the spicy ones, I do wear gloves, but for everything else, we're just going to get washed, diced, and bagged. Diced green bell. Anaheim, rainbow bell peppers for when it calls for just like red. Diced bell peppers, rainbow when it's like, doesn't matter what color, so like the purple, the green, the light green, all that kind of stuff. Jalapeno, and then some, when it calls for red spicy peppers, I did the red jalapeno and the arroz con pollo in here too. And then all of this goes to the chickens. So I just want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this week as we found projects to do while it was 100 degrees and gross. I appreciate all the likes and the comments and the shares. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. We're going to be doing a lot more growing and building and preserving and having fun around here. So can't wait to see you guys next time. Bye, my friend.